I'm in one of Nashua's 3 North End parks that are easily accessible by bicycle. Come with me as we ride all 3. I'll ride south on Berkeley, then Main Street to get to the rail trail. Berkeley Street has some of the most beautiful houses in Nashua because of their age and their size and their style. It just makes them some of the most beautiful here. So I'm going to flip you around so you can see this street and how beautiful it is. One that looks like it needs work for anybody who's wants to build, wants to fix up a grand house that needs love and care. Now the interesting thing is we switch immediately to a much more working class street. So I'm not going to give you a whole tour of the lesser neighborhoods. Now we're going to cut through downtown, which is a lot of restaurants now. This is what you see anytime you see Nashua on the news. They always stand in front of this building and that building so that they can talk about being in Nashua. Green light. We can make it. Oh, not green anymore. This is the view as I cross the Nashua River on Main Street. So we'll go on Main Street now until we get to the rail trail, and we'll cut that way. And you can see now they've set up Main Street for eating outside during the COVID thing. But it's a nice way to do things right now. Makes it a little difficult to bike. Woo! Excuse me. Biking is a little more difficult with all these tables here, but the tables are nice. People to eat, or in this case, come out and smoke a cigar. The garden doesn't have much seating, but it's alright. And here's the San Francisco kitchen. Then there's the alderman dinner. Ooh. A little bit of parking. A lot of the parking has been taken away. Parking motorcycles now. Flip it around so you can see as we approach City Hall. This is the Republicans' headquarters this year. It's in the big bank, or former bank, I should say. This is the studios for WSMN, which is over for cellos. And then down a little bit is Michael Timothy's. There's St. Patrick's Hall. I played basketball there as a youngster. When I was done practice, I just crossed the street and get a ride from my dad, who worked in City Hall as a city engineer. this is the back end of City Hall, and you used to be looking at the police station right there. And the court at one time was in that same building. But now, because it's only City Hall, the police has its own building, the court has its own building, everything has its own building. And right behind the City Hall is parking and a National Transit. So if you were taking a bus here from Lowell, Worcester, that sort of thing, you would stop there, and you can from there catch any of the local buses that go all around town. Not a fast way to get around. I prefer bicycle, but it's possible. Nashua was used as the place to return racial integration into professional baseball in the United States back in the 1940s. This mural, as you can see, is the tribute to catcher Roy Campanella and pitcher Don Newcomb, who were sent to the Nashua Dodgers minor league team. Both went on to great careers in the major leagues. From my reading, the Dodgers put a team in Nashua just because they knew the community would not resist racial integration. Because of the mills, Nashua was already ethnically diverse, although at that point in history it meant Polish, Irish, French, Canadian, Italians, and Greeks. The Nashua Dodgers didn't last many more years, but the memory of their accomplishments integrating U.S. baseball is memorialized. It is a special point of pride for Nashua. This closed Land China restaurant building was a furniture store when I went to school near here in the 1970s. And this lounge was a donut shop back then. I remember getting donuts there and taking them to the new parking garage, which is no longer new. So this is the rail trail. It goes by the former casket company. And I'm going to go off at the earliest possible moment to get to the third park. And people are allowed to garden here along the path as well. I don't think there's as many people doing it here. Probably because a lot of people walk by. Hi. But it can be done. Somebody growing flowers at least. Looks like there's some vegetables growing there. Looks good. And they have some dirt. Where the garden is, they have also made a cutout, or an exit ramp, I should maybe call it, from the rail trail that cuts through the neighborhood here and gets you right to the third park, which is Mine Falls Park. And I should switch so you can see that it's right next to, comes right through this area with some rentals. They got rid of some older buildings that didn't look so hot and replaced it with that. And now you have a nice entrance from this neighborhood to a beautiful park, which I'd love to see the sunset at. Oh, and I'm not here to record police activity. I'm not interested in filming them. They know how to do their job. We'll let them do it.